Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Frayed Brush. I'm Big Aaron. Got a cool little thing going on today. We are going to be painting Sharkimedes from the Secret Forge Vault Rising Tides Kickstarter that kicked off this morning. Abstract 76, thank you for the follow. As well as everyone else that has followed in the past day or so in between streams. Thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. So we'll go over the Rising Tides Kickstarter real quick. I'll shoot you over to the Kickstarter page, and we'll check it out real quick. Maybe we'll see if we can do this right. There we go. Hey, there we go. Okay. Hello, wife. So this is the Kickstarter page. As you can tell, it's already funded. So if you go ahead and back it, you're not out anything. So go ahead. They got some great tiers in here. We're going to take a look at some of the other models. This is going to be 3 models in 30, 35, 75, and 150, I think. 32, 75, and 150. They've got some great looking sculpts in here. This is actually the one I'll be painting today. And what you see on the Kickstarter page is what you get. They really are some amazing sculpts, and you'll see the one I printed here in just a minute. It's got a cool little backstory and stuff for each of the 3. This one's pretty nice. And just to give you an example of some of the detail that they've put into this, you can see some of the barnacles and such that have actually been molded into the side of the base. I don't see that often. I don't know about you. I thought that was a great detail, great touch. Secret Forge really does have some great stuff. I printed the Sharkimedes on an Anycubic Photon Mono X in Soraya Tech Fast Navy Gray, and everything came out superb. If there was absolutely anything, any type of issue with it, it was strictly me, because I have big clumsy hands with fat fingers. So be sure and go check out the Kickstarter page for Rising Tide. Go ahead, do me a solid, back the project. It's already funded. Like I said, you have nothing to lose. All you got to do, fund it or back it, sit back, chill out. It runs for 21 days. Wait on your models. It doesn't get any easier than that. Okay, now let's check out the model. Okay. Now I have pinned this for what I'm hoping is ease of painting, but here's the actual model. I printed this one myself, and every bit of the detail that is in the photo on the Kickstarter comes out in the model itself. So, matter of fact, you hear the rattle? Yeah, that was my first attempt at magnets. So we'll save that for a different video. But we're going to go ahead and get started. I was looking at some pictures of some sharks earlier with my creative director, aka wife, and got to looking at some pictures of sharks pretty close and everything, and found out a few interesting things. One being that, I don't know, for some reason I always thought sharks had this really cool, ombre / gradient between the light color on the belly and the darker colors as it goes up towards the back of the fin, and found out I was completely mistaken, that it's actually a fairly distinct line that separates the colors. So I found that kind of refreshing, because with the more distinctive a line, the less layering there is. So, oh my goodness, hold on, we got no paint. Oh my goodness. This paint has never been opened before. Holy cow. So, what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a lighter color for the back. Then we're going to blend in a little bit of a lighter color that's actually gray. I guess that's a little bit better. This is going to be our main color across the back of the arms, the tail, the legs, the feet, everything. This is going to be where we start transitioning down into the lighter color. And then just for fun, we're going to take some of this olive flesh, and we're going to try the underbelly and the underside of the shark. I'm going to try to color it with that and see how it goes. I hope everyone is having a good Tuesday afternoon. I know when I got off work, my Tuesday afternoon got much better. We're dry. Let's get a little bit of water in our little... Oh, Dennis, that sucks. Thanks for stopping by. Might be a little bit too much in there, but we'll work with it. You know how we do it here. YOLO. Go ahead. I'm going to use a... Go ahead and use a medium dry brush for this. That is really wet, so we'll do that. Knock some of it off. And in case you've never messed with it before, dry brushing is a real easy way to get some quick, smooth base coats laid down. Go down as far as my hands will allow me. I'm kind of using a stabbing motion for the most part, because it actually gives a little bit of a texture to it, which I guess kind of helps sell the, hey, there is Secret Forge himself. Hello. Welcome. I'm painting your amazing sculpt here. But with the stippling motion, you actually get a little bit of texture, which helps in the process of subsequent layers that you might want to lay down. Ah, okay, man. Sounds good. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and see if we can pop this out of there. Maybe I won't break it. There we go. It's just going to be easier to hold. We might get some paint on the fingers, have some things to fix up. Yes. You can tell how fast these base coats are going on. And they're going on smooth, no brush strokes. And they actually dry fairly quick. We don't want to hit a point where they don't have the opportunity to kind of blend together. Might do a little bit of touch up. And the cool thing about a shark is you can kind of just go in and blend it a little bit, and it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, because it's nature. And it's okay to have a little bit of imperfections in there. Go ahead and get this leg, let it dry real quick, and then we'll switch over to the other one. Go ahead and get the back of this left arm. And one thing about the dry brushing, you can tell if your brush is too wet, because you'll start getting kind of like little bubbles. I don't think this is a... Go ahead and smush it across there, get it in there. A little bit more on the bottom of his arm here. We'll go back in. And the reason you want to use the reason we're using a dark gray on this is so it's still a good color, but we want to be able to go back in with black for shadows, and this will still allow the black to show through. We'll still be able to tell where we put the shadows and all that good stuff in. And you want to be sure and stipple as much as you can. That way you might get some texture in there. Plus, if there's some spots that don't get 100% covered that you might miss, it won't look like brush strokes. We'll sit that there. Hold on one second. We'll adjust some stuff here real quick. All right, hopefully that'll be a little bit better. And this is the mat I'm just throwing the paint down on is the it's the texture pad from Artist Opus. I've really started liking it. It's kind of fun to be just awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's kind of awesome to just be able to throw your paint down and work with it. I do have the wet palette set up and ready to go for some other stuff we're going to be doing. I'll tell you what, wife is on it. Quick with the links. Some of these pieces that kind of curve back around and such, we'll have to get in there with the brush. You do amazing. We'll get in there with the brush and get that stuff. Looks like we can hit up on the head here a little bit more. I think we might kind of try to stay away from too much black in the recesses, like around the chest armor and straps and stuff. I think we might try to go with maybe a Payne's gray wash in there. Maybe to kind of get that separated a little bit. Try to get this other leg painted up, and then I think we'll be about ready to go in with the brush and finish hitting up those base coat areas we want to do. Get little shark toes. Actually, while this is drying real good, what we'll do, we'll click on over to the, not click on over, we'll head on over to the base real quick. Start getting the base coat laid down on that. I think for the base coat, I think we're just going to kind of go for maybe an ocean floor, sand-ish type base. I think that will suit it well. I believe from looking at the Kickstarter page, Sharkimedes is a shark druid, which is pretty interesting. I was talking to wife earlier before the stream started, talking about how I had enjoyed painting animals. And I think she kind of hit the nail on the head with something. She said, I enjoy painting animals because that means I don't have to paint skin tones. Yeah, oh yeah, gotta get the shark toes. Gotta get the shark toes. I think we're good. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and get this lighter paint out. I'm gonna go ahead and start hitting in that second color before the first one dries completely. Maybe that'll give us a nice, oh my goodness, 2 paints in a row that have never been used. Holy cow. Shark toes, yeah. You know, we try to break away from the norm on this channel. Let's you know, I was just thinking something along those lines. Just thinking it. All right, so we'll set that one to the side so we can wash it later. Hopefully we will remember to wash it. Get the brush a little damp. Get in here on this paint. Posey 3D Studios, thank you for coming by. Welcome. It takes all kinds. I'm sure there's somebody out there interested in the shark toes. I'm not going to ask them about it. Ah, Ground Affected. I love that place. Love it. Brent's a great guy. A lot can be learned from him. I don't believe I have his link set up, but if you go on YouTube and search Ground Affected, he really is. He does some great videos on YouTube. Comical guy. Definitely a lot to learn from him. Really? No way. Like, seriously? That's pretty awesome if he is. But he says it every video. Yeah, I like Brent. Brent's good people. Brent is good people. And really helpful, too. I mean, he's always willing to help somebody out. like I said, the cool thing about the shark pattern, I guess you could call it, is it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just kind of get in there and smush it around, and it's gonna be okay, because there's not a defined line like we found earlier. I think that's actually going along pretty good. You can definitely tell the transition there, and even just like smashing it in there, I mean, there's a few spots that could stand to be not so rough, but I mean, oh, nice. Yeah, he's a great person to learn from, that's for sure. I've actually I started watching him in the middle of me doing worked on the mantis that I posted up to YouTube a few days ago, I guess, and I actually ended up completely repriming it and starting over because of, how much I had learned from him from just watching a few videos. Lighter on this fin up there. I think I've just about reached a point. Oh yeah, thank you, wife. I forgot about that. You can go check out the mantis is actually uploaded to Putty and Paint with a couple of busts I've done, plus the stuff from the last Kickstarter that Secret Forge did, which was Moxie the Brutale, one of their Femme Fatales. I don't think Secret Forge has put out a bad project yet, so. Yeah, she was a good sculpt for sure. Oh yeah, no, he does. I don't mind. I have no issues at all talking about other painters. I love drawing attention to other painters. It's a very niche hobby, and I think it needs as much exposure as it can get. So I have no issues at all talking about peeps. All right, get a little bit there, a little bit there. We'll do a couple of quick highlights on the toes. Do some on the fingers. Is this true? No, that's not true, man. I saw that goblin you did. It looked good. All right, there's that. We'll let that settle for a minute, and what we'll do, I'm gonna go in with the brown on this base. Let's see what we got here. I don't want to use leather brown. We'll use that on the shark. I think we'll try chocolate brown. It'll give us some brown in there. It's kind of dark, so we'll still be able to do some dry brushing over it to pull some highlights out, but it won't take away from the shark. Be something cool for him to stand on, but not draw too much attention. So for that, we'll just go right back into the dry brush. we'll just go ahead and use, we'll use this dry brush we used earlier for the, and this is a pretty good size base. I mean, that's some pretty big hands. I wear a size extra large in gloves. And this was, David, what were the measure? Did we end up getting the measurements for this? What is this thing? Almost 4.5 inches across. So that's a pretty good size little base for him. So many jokes. 117 mil. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good size considering the model's 150. Resin Assassin, welcome. It's good to see you. Yeah, totally. Totally. So if anybody wants to, if anybody's not a member of the Secret Forge Discord, I think Wife's got the link to that. You should go check it out. It really is a great bunch of people. There's a, if you happen to back at the merchant tier, there's a channel for you. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. You can show off what you're doing, show off prints. Let me see, how can I put this politely? There are some Discords out there that want you to just, talk about their product, which I totally get. It's understandable. I'm not knocking anybody for it. But, I mean, even though Secret Forge does their own Kickstarters, their own figures, everything like that, I've not had any issues throwing up anything at all that I'm working on. I just thought of something. I wonder if I can slide this over a little bit and backdrop that chat. There we go. Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely true. All of us have issues, and we use the miniatures to solve them. All right. So we got our first two skin colors down on the shark. We got our pretty much base coat, first coat on the base. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to clean out my brush here. And I don't want to clean it out all the way, and I don't want to use a fresh brush for the lighter skin tone, because I get the feeling by the time we're done with the teeth, they'll match somewhat that olive skin tone we're using, and we want to be able to differentiate between them even after we put the wash on the teeth to kind of darken them up a little bit. So we'll see. We'll give this a try, and if it doesn't look right, then hey, there's one that's open. What do you think about that, Wife? One I use. If we don't like it, we'll kind of pump the brakes after a little bit, and we'll revisit what we want to use for that lighter skin tone. Jinxie Minx 1, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We'll go ahead and start on the face, see how we're going to like it, because that's going to be the most prominent point you see that light color. I think we might be okay with that. And we don't want any straight lines. It's okay if we mix it up in there, and I think that might work all right. We'll hang on to it for now. If we don't like it later, we'll scrap it. What we might be able to do is throw a couple of glazes around those edges with the lighter gray. And really get that blended in. And this is the whole reason, you hear people say, start with the lowest layer first. This is the whole reason. Because you can tell how much paint we're just getting all over everything where we're trying to get these initial coats laid down. And it's just kind of fun to be messy. Everybody's always trying to do stuff perfect and everything, and I used to be the same way, but I've really started embracing just paint, just enjoy it. And what a great sculpt to just kind of go crazy with. Just kind of dry brush the whole thing, and it's going to be good no matter what. I don't know. Let me flip over here real quick so I can kind of see what everybody else is seeing to see if this is. Oh yeah, okay, that's not bad. Y'all are getting it pretty good. Not bad at all. Probably could have got a smaller brush to get down underneath this arm, but it's all right. I like it. And y'all, I don't know. Okay, so the music thing, I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, it didn't work Sunday. The wife hopped on stream while the timer was going, and she couldn't hear it, and so it's probably get ready to stop it, because I'd say at this point that pretzel rock thing is just more annoying than anything, more distracting. Now, we might have went a little bit heavy on that one, but that's okay, because we can go back and knock those edges out with the gray. In fact, let's do that a little bit now. Grab another dry brush here. Get one a little bit smaller. Yeah, might be. Man, that's I haven't seen. Golly. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Oh yeah, there we go. Looks good. Knocked it back down a little bit. Got it back in line. We put the olive flesh back in its place. Let it know it can't just run wherever it wants to on this channel. All right. Okay. So I think that's looking pretty good. That's still kind of harsh right there. We'll knock that back down a little bit around the mouth. Yeah, can't be light blue. We can't have blues that hijack the whole thing. Not allowed. I don't know if any of you all really watch a bunch of different painting channels and stuff like that. I'm not sure if any of you just came over from the Kickstarter, never watched anybody paint anything or anything like that before. But there is a painter online called Flameon, Flameone. And I was watching one of his videos one time, and he was mixing his own skin tones, which is an art in itself. And he was putting the blue in to get a little bit of a colder tone. And when he put the blue in, pretty much just the whole thing turned blue. And he was talking about how blue just hijacked the whole thing. So that's where that comes from. All right. I think that's looking pretty good. I'll tell you what, just so we can kind of get an idea where this is heading. Let's go get some eyes painted in there real quick. Let me find my black. We're just gonna go black pupils. Nothing crazy. We'll do the pupils, and we might go ahead and do the fingernails, just to get some stuff knocked out. Excuse me. Where is? All right. Get some of the magic mix here. Another little trick I learned from Ground Affected. Kind of came up with my own little recipe, but got the idea from him. It's 10 parts airbrush thinner, 10% airbrush thinner, 10% airbrush medium, and the rest is water. We'll just grab a little bit. It makes the paint flow so well. Get some little beady eyes in here. If they're not perfect, that's fine. We can go back and touch them up later. Oh yeah, I think we've definitely got a shark look going on, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are heading in the right direction. It's amazing how even when you're working on something, just throwing in a small detail, even as simple as the eyes, can really start pulling it together really early on in the project. I think a lot of people get in the habit of, well, I can't do eyes yet. I don't have all the base coats done, stuff like that. But go ahead and throw in a little detail in there. That way it kind of lets you know you're heading in the right direction. And I think with the way that looks, I think we're definitely heading in the right direction. One thing that did help out a lot on this was the zenithal prime. Beforehand, I didn't do necessarily a traditional zenithal prime. I think a lot of people will use, black base coat. Then go 45 degree gray, then go 9 degrees from the top white. I pretty much just used my normal rattle can primer for the black that I use, and then I went over the top of it and hit a couple highlights with white ink. That was the whole zenithal process. Alright, hold on, now that's getting annoying to me. I don't think anybody can hear the music. I'm going to shut off this maybe. We're going to see if we can. That worked. Okay. I think that worked. I think that got us away from all the little ads from Pretzel Rocks. Pretzel Rock, thank you for all you do. You are needed no more. Let's go. I want those teeth to stand out a little bit. Not too much. So, what do we have here? Let's look and see what we got. What is this? Nah, we don't want that. I think a bleached bone would be too dark. Kind of looking for like an ice yellow, maybe. Here we go. We'll try this. This is pastel yellow from AK Interactive. This is their 3rd gen line. We'll get this thinned down real well, start hitting up those teeth. And then after we hit up the teeth, we'll go ahead and start knocking out some of the little straps and such. Again, back into our little mix so we get everything thinned down real well. Because when it comes to stuff like teeth and eyeballs and everything like that, you really want your paint able to flow. And that's a lot of paint on there, so let's get some of this off there. This might be a little bit too yellow. We'll try it though. Oh, I think that'll be all right. I think we're good. They might seem a little bright now, but we are going to wash them down. Knock them back down a little bit. And I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there are 2, maybe 3 rows of teeth in there that got sculpted in. Oh, they got me. Pretzel Rock's back. They got me. So it's really an amazing sculpt. Pretty sure there was no detail left off. All right. Got the not so pearly whites knocked in there. Let's see what we got. Start working on the pants next, since they are the next lower layer to the skin. And we'll do green pants. So what do we have here? What is this? Black green. Winner, winner. All right. Oh, goodness. I don't know if that's mixed up too well. We're about to find out, though. Oh, yeah. That's good. This might take a couple coats. That's okay. It's better to take a couple of thin coats to cover than using one just big honking thick coat. I am going to be a little bit more careful on this part, just in case I decide to go with a lighter much lighter color than the green for the pouches, because I don't want to have to cover up a darker color with a light color. So we will start kind of being a little bit more refined with our brush strokes Now, since we got the big area covered, since the skin's pretty much done except for some highlights and some shadows. I love how much large detail is in this sculpt. I haven't had to put on my magnifiers a single time yet, and I think I'll be able to pretty much make out all the detail without having to use my optics, because it's all so large and out there. Be a little bit careful as we get around I don't know if you noticed before, but the tail is actually busting out of the back of the pants. Since we've pretty much got the tail about done, we don't want to have to go back and redo a lot of stuff, so it's better to take your time, have some good brush control. Take a little bit of time now so it doesn't take a lot of time later. I'm gonna go back and get those belt loops. Once we get the pants base coated. Again, be careful working around that tail. And I've kind of gotten out of the habit of wearing gloves while I paint. So, I mean, if I rub some paint off with my fingers, nothing is to a point yet that I can't go back and touch up easily. That's why I'm not wearing gloves. Nice. Yeah, me and the wife were... Yeah, don't get paint on the tail. Me and the wife were talking about Secret Forge. Thank you for the gift sub. Much appreciated. Dennis, that put you at 3 months in a row. Holy cow. David, do you know who Diesel is? Yeah. That's Dennis. Totally. I don't blame you. Take it back. I don't blame you one bit. Screw that guy. He's at work. I don't know if he might be in and out. Yeah, he's good people. Most of the time he's good people. Somebody let me know if you see him back so I can stop talking about him. Alright, I think that green's going to be good, but it's definitely going to take 2 coats. I'll thin it down a little bit with our little super secret. Nah, leave it in there. Leave it in there. I don't care if he finds out. And this really is a good mixture. You can use ooh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, if you're trying to save a product, I'm talking like I work for a salon or something. If you want to save some product, like if airburst medium's not cheap, airburst thinner's not cheap. You don't have to use as much as I did. You could use just 10% of the airbrush medium or thinner or whatever it is that you have to use, and then you can just use the rest water. Or if you don't want to use any additive, there we go, additive is a better word than product. If you don't want to use any additive, then just use water. There are just certain things that I have grown accustomed to using. They work well for me, and I would rather not stop using those. So, but whatever works for you, works for you. It's kind of like when we used to play World of Warcraft. There would always be people like, well, why don't you play your Warlock this way, or why don't you play your Death Knight this way, or so on and so forth. And it's like, well, you start paying for my account, and I'll start playing the way you want me to. Yeah, do what works for you. Bump the haters. I know there's a good healer in stream right now. Actually named their character Van Helsing. So you might be able to talk to them about being a healer for you. They had a dedicated healer, never healed for me. I don't know, maybe you can have better luck. I always played a blood DK. That way I could heal myself. Kind of the same reason I play Soldier 76 a lot in Overwatch. Can't depend on healers. Yeah, well, I mean, the wife and I met playing World of Warcraft. It definitely held a spot for us for a long time. Yep, playing Conan now. Yeah, I actually got a Conan server. Been kind of fun. Been having a good time with it. Us and the kids play. I played EverQuest a little bit. Golly, that was years ago though. I kind of dabbled in everything, I guess. I played some Guild Wars. Man, all kinds of stuff. My online gaming experience actually started back when I was in the Army. I started out with a competitive clan on America's Army. That's how I got into online video games, and then the cheating and hacking got too bad in that, so we moved as a clan to World of Warcraft. Oh, me too. Me too. You were the best thing that came out of World of Warcraft. BF2. Wow, I haven't. Man, golly. I think the last time I played Battlefield, I want to say it was Bad Company. I'm not real familiar with how the Battlefield titles work. I don't know which one Bad Company was or anything like that. Death Grind, what's up? Thank you for coming by. Thank you. We've got the Shark from Secret Forge Kickstarter here going on. Getting some stuff done with it. Seeing how bad we can mess it up. It is. It's a great model. Actually, I do remember Battlefield, because I tried to play Battlefield 2042 here recently when it released. Me and the kids tried to play it, but my computer couldn't run it. So then I went and bought it for Oh, awesome. Thanks, Death. I appreciate that. Good looking out. So then I went and got it for the PS4 and got it all loaded up, collector's edition on PC, PS4. So, by this time I'm out some money. And come to find out, it's not cross-platform. So then I still couldn't play with the boys. It is cross-platform, but not PS4 to PC. You can do PS4 to Xbox One, I think it was, but only PS5 and the newest version of Xbox were cross-platform to PC. It was kind of crappy. That wasn't made real clear when you read about the game. So yeah, they got me. Not again though. Joke's on them. I'm never buying another Battlefield. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They said they advertised cross-platform, and they didn't tell you. Not all platforms crossed over to all platforms. We've been going a little over an hour. So once I get these pants base coated, I'm going to take a couple minutes to stretch my legs. I am coming back. Please don't go anywhere. Matter of fact, during the intermission, this will be a good time for you to go ahead and go hop into the Secret Forge Discord and go ahead and back the Kickstarter. Don't worry about the music. Oh, thanks, Death. Yeah, I don't know. I even tried just shutting the whole thing off so that notification wouldn't pop up. So, agreed. Yeah, so when I take my little leg stretch break here in a minute, you can talk amongst yourselves or sit in the quiet and contemplate all your life decisions. It's up to you. Although I'm pretty sure with some of you, you'd probably rather get up and stretch your legs. You know, I have the small driver from Aftermath. Oh, this thing is amazing. I love this thing. Yeah, it's been great. I tried making my own one time, and, well, you can see how well it went because I bought theirs. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well. Keep painting pants. Just keep painting pants. No, it's actually, man, it almost feels like laser cut FDM almost. I had tried it with some corkboard, with some textured paint, stuff like that, and it was horrible. Yeah, the Mantis was a lot of fun, Death. I was actually talking to Posey earlier in the stream, and I was kind of pretty far into the Mantis, and after I got turned on to ground affected, I actually just primed over the whole thing and started over, and ended up finishing it in about, I think me and wife figured it up. I had about 15 or 16 hours actual paint time in it. So following some of his processes and actually made things go a lot quicker. I know what I was going to say. This thing, it's so easy to paint because the detail, there is a lot of detail in it, but the detail is so large and distinguishable. There's not a lot of messing up, so there's not going to be a lot of having to go back and repaint things. This is really is an impressive sculpt. Hello, he held a rose. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, are you resin printer? And if you are, is it a suitable material for engineering pursuits? Short answer, yes. The long answer, a lot of that is going to depend on the resin you use. Like this was printed in a photopolymer UV resin. It's by a company called Soraya Tech. It's fast navy gray. I don't. I got a. It's not like I liked the shark or anything and printed like 4 of them. But this is how it comes out of the printer. This is the color it is. This resin right here is definitely not good for engineering purposes. This can be kind of brittle in some thin areas. Like I'm having to watch myself around the areas like here. And then as you can see, the tassels under the arm, they have survived on this one, but not on this one. One thing I can suggest is, I don't think I have a link set up to it, but there's a Twitch channel called Maker Deck, and they do 3D printing 24/7. There's a link to their Discord over on their Twitch channel. If you're familiar with it, that would probably be your best repository for knowledge concerning pursuing the engineering aspects of 3D printing. There's all kinds of people in there that do manufacture their own parts, whether it be something practical, something for fun, whatever the case may be. But a short answer to your question, yes, 3D printing is completely viable for engineering pursuits. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Oh, I don't know about wisdom. And that was quick, but I appreciate it. My wisdom consists of sitting over here trying to think a step ahead to figure out what color I want to use next. Because every time I go to paint something, my wife is like, "Did you get the colors picked out you want to use?" And I say yes, knowing full well I haven't even checked out a single color that I want to use on a project yet. I would say I can't tell her that, but she's in here. She's my moderator, so... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Really? I don't... Is he painting something from the Kickstarter? I wish I'd have known he was going to stream. I'd have pushed mine off a little bit, maybe. All right, now we're getting into some of the tedious pieces. So you'll have to excuse me if I get quiet for a second. It's because I hold my breath when I paint. And lick my brush. Sometimes there's more spit on my brush than paint. Oh, after the pants, a little bit more. It's not bad. It's acrylics. They're non-toxic. Every single bottle says non-toxic. Okay, wife, can you do me a favor? Throw up the link to the Kickstarter and to the Discord. Everyone, I'm going to take a couple minutes real quick, get up, stretch my legs, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be sitting here. And it gives my eyes and my hand a break. Wife is going to throw up those links for the Kickstarter and the Discord. Be sure and go back to Kickstarter. I'll leave that up. Leave that up. Bam. I like the direction we're going. It's looking good so far. Please don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I'm back. I am back. Deadpaul47, thank you for stopping in. Now we're gonna figure out what to do next. I'll tell you what, we're going to, let me see if I can do this. Kind of looks like he fell asleep on a pile of cocaine. Yeah, hey, cocaine seems to be the thing today. Ooh. Because there's like Cocaine Bear. Hey, Deadpaul47, thank you for the follow. Wife was talking to me and said that she was able to hear the music. So I had turned it off. Let's see if this will work. All right, now. Let's see if we can find something a little bit more upbeat, maybe. Let's try this. We'll see if this works. Get a little bit of music going. That way everybody doesn't just listen to me breathe. Kick it up a little bit. All right. Now, if somebody can let me know how that music sounds, if you can hear it, make sure it's not too loud. I'll put a picture of this up on the Secret Forge Discord when it's done. I'll throw some pictures of it up on Putty and Paint. Because it really is kind of, the white's really blown out. Let me see if I can move white stuff out of the way. And that did absolutely no good. So yeah, we'll get some pictures put up of it when it's done. So let me see, we got the pants done. Let's go ahead and start working in some of these browns. Maybe that'll tone down the chest a little bit. We'll start with leather brown for the belt. Since we got that, that's ultrasonic cleaner. I want some Disturbed playing. Oh man, if it wasn't for DCMA, I would have all kinds of stuff playing that probably none of you all would want to listen to. So much stuff. Actually, I want to touch up that little bit inside of that belt real quick. Make it look more like a buckle. Get into our magic mix a little bit. Get that all sloshed up and messed up in there, and we'll hit the inside of here. And I think the more primer we get painted away, the more colors we get on there, of course, the more it'll tone down. Luke Combs. Well, I'll tell you, that's a little bit off my mark as well, because believe it or not, my favorite genre is rap. I mainly listen to angry rap. Yeah. When I'm painting, I usually listen to Prof. I've actually gotten to the point that Run DMC's a good one, yeah. Touch that up. I've actually gotten to the point I'm listening to a lot more YouTube rappers than mainstream nowadays. Oh, there's my paper towel. I think, oh yeah, I was born in 78, yeah. But it seems like It's almost kind of like sports. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I am in no way a sports guy, but the college players play harder than the pros because they're trying to make it there. It seems like the YouTube musicians in general kind of are better than the mainstream artists because they're still trying to make it mainstream. Okay, yeah, not too far off at all. 81. Yeah. Yeah. True story. Okay, let's get some of this brown down. We're gonna do the leather straps around his pants here, his belt, and the straps holding on his chest piece, and maybe this back pad here. Wife, we were talking about ground affected. Wife's gonna grab the link for ground affected and throw it up in the chat just in case people have not been to him yet. Great guy, very knowledgeable, just all the way around amazing. Yeah, I think we'll do the belts and straps in this leather brown, and then just to get some little bit more definition in there, we'll go with the lighter brown for the pouches. We might break out. I see a light brown air paint over there. We might give that a try. I'm kind of what I'm trying to do is the goal is always to have a focal point for the model, and I want more concentration on the waistline up, the torso, the skin, the eyes, the teeth. So I'm kind of starting out darker and getting stuff lighter as you move up the model. You want to be able to see the whole thing, and you want to be able to tell what everything is, but you always want to have that focal point. That way the viewer's eye isn't just going all over the place, getting all crazy eyed and stuff. Get into our little magic mix here. Loosen that paint up. Get us a nice point. And get in here to it. Oh, Death Ground, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness. 5 tier 1 subs. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That many gift subs is a first. That's wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Well, looks like Secret Forge got put in second place. I'm just saying. Oh, goodness. Y'all are too much. Thank you very much. There are going to be some metallics on here, but I think I'm going to keep them pretty muted. Oh wow, that's. I'm not gonna lie. That is really. He's an amazing painter, and the fact that I'm even in the you view me even in the same bracket as him as far as worth a subscription. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I'm trying. I don't know. I'm trying not to get any brown paint on the parts I'm gonna do metal, because I don't exactly know which metal I'm gonna use yet. So I don't know what I'm going to want to use for a base coat. Every metal, every metallic paint you go to lay down should have uh, the appropriate base coat color under it to help it. On silvers and such, you want to have blues. No, this is all brush. The only thing I used the airbrush for was to do the white ink for the Zenithal Prime. I was going to use the airbrush, and I know I had mentioned that in my last stream, but I got to looking at it, and I don't feel comfortable enough with the airbrush yet to try to use it in such small spaces. Deadpaw just joined Twitch. It can be a great community. I have, through online, of course, met a lot of cool people. But I think our hobby in general is a very small community anyway. So it's good to keep it alive. Yeah. Posey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Enjoy dinner. Yeah. There is, and I think I've actually shrink my circle some as well. I think it's good to learn from everybody, but yeah, there's just some that sometimes you just have to have more common ground than painting. Plug splats. What? What's a plug splat? Misguided Miniatures, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Also, another thing, if you all have hobby-related social medias, I personally only use Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. If you have other hobby-related social medias, feel free to drop links in the chat. I have no issues with self-promotion as long as it's excuse me, hobby-related. Misguided Miniatures, if you don't mind me asking, how'd you find out about the stream? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate that. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, the next one's gonna be epic. Looking forward to Salem. Oh, Misguided Miniatures, are you in the Discord? Uh-oh. Might have to break out the glasses soon. Goodness. No, I did not. I still have the oils. But well, I'll say it here first. I'm thinking of getting into commissions, and with commissions, you don't necessarily have to act. You don't have to be faster, but your paints do. And oils, in my experience so far, won't allow me to turn out a project in like a week. And I want to be able, if somebody comes to me for a commission, I don't want to be like, well, I paint in oils, so give me 6 months. I know there are people out there that their oils dry quicker, but not mine. So for possible future commissions. That's the reason for the acrylics. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very. I appreciate that. Does everybody feel like Elvis when they say thank you very much? You know, you want to show somebody appreciation, you're like, thank you very much. It's like Elvis. No matter how you say it, no matter what tone you use. It's just, I don't know why. I sound old? No. Surely. No. Elvis is timeless. That's why you can bring him up for anything, because everybody knows who he is. They should. Anyway. Elvis Shark. Man, I wonder if I could sculpt some hair on this. Sculpt like a pompadour. I'll have to. I might look into that. Oh, nice. What does everybody print on? Is most everybody resin? I mean, I use my FDM printer for some stuff, but... Yeah, I've got the Mono X, and I've got a Mars Pro 2. I'll get two Mono X, yeah. So word on the street is, my wife might be getting me another Mono X for Christmas. Maybe. I guess we'll know in a couple months. I don't know though. Santa might skip me this year. $30+ piece prints. Golly, what's 30+ pieces? Well, I take that back. There's when Sanix did his Justice League diorama, I think the base and the smoke alone was 20-something pieces. Oh, well, thank you, wife. What did Wicked put out? There's over 30 pieces. I know the Galactus is huge. I printed the Galactus bust. I haven't done it, but Because I'm on Wicked and Berserk. I'm working on their the next project after the shark here. I printed out the full sculpture Drax. The thing's huge. It's like 100 millimeters bigger than the mantis bust. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Sorry about that. My wife said her computer locked up. I was making sure everything was still moving. I hope it is. Is anybody there? Okay. There's a type. Golly, 34 pieces. Holy cow. Okay, thank you, Deadpool. That's the one where he's got Deadpool sitting on his shoulders, right? Fifth plate. Woo! Are you doing it at their 50% or their 100%? Because the mantis bust at 100% took me 5 plates. That thing is going to be huge. Holy cow. That's it. You're exactly right, my friend. You are exactly right. Ain't no reason to half step. If I've got resin, I might as well use all of it. That's insane. Holy cow. That thing was, oh, yeah, but that thing's like right around 700 millimeters, isn't it? Wasn't it like 680 or something like that? Oh, really? Is it only 500? Oh, wow. I thought it was bigger than that. I mean, it's still a big-ass model, but might be. I might have been thinking of a different one. That's huge, because I'm looking at this, Drax one now, and the Drax one's 380, and golly, and that's the full sculpture. The mantis bust was only 280. I hope so, Death. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure how the viewers were going to go, but I mean, I like the ones that are here, so it's all good to me. Now we'll start getting this toned down a little bit up here in the midsection, and this is where we'll start seeing how our colors are coming together. I think they're looking pretty good right now. I'm pleased with the path we're on. All right, Resin, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Where's my light? Oh, goodness. I thought something was going on. My wet palette's drying out. All right, fixed. Let me see. So if I do the Kickstarter model, it's just David, you still in here? There was a Kickstarter question. If not, I can try to look real quick. He might not be here right this second. Oh, there he is. Death Grind had asked, where's it at? He said, so if I do the Kickstarter, the models are just $12 each. I think that was in the form of a question. I wasn't exactly sure what the breakdown was. Oh, all three for $20 or $12 each. Okay. My dad's watching your stream as well. He's getting an airbrush. Maybe he likes my painting. Awesome. That's good. You're better than me. My parents have absolutely no interest in what I do. Can't wait to see how the scarf chest piece gets painted. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with a lighter color on that, and maybe try to do that kind of like a braided straw-esque type thing. That's what's in my brain. I don't know if that'll transfer to the model or not. Yes, hello, Secret Forge Dad. Yeah, I'm telling you, between Moxie and the ones you're doing now, I'd say you're pretty much locked into doing 150s, my man. Well, you remember there were people blowing the hell out of Moxie. Well, even I did one. What did I print that? I printed one at what, 400%? Oh, I'm hoping in the future we just offer 2-size tabletops and maybe, but I don't know many people will do the same, so I may stick with 3-size. I don't think the 3 sizes is bad. Yeah, the 30, 75, 150. I think those fine. My thing is though, I mean, if I don't know, my perspective is bigger, better, but if you're going to do 75, then why not just go ahead and do the 150? I mean, if you got room for one, you got room for the other. Both of them are freaking big. But with that being said, I don't know if when I start doing commissions, I don't know if I would even accept a job on something below 75, because I don't do them to play with. Yeah, it's a great trio. They all three complement each other very well. And that's another thing too. You've got going on there, David. I mean, I'm not necessarily into tabletop gaming, but if I was, I think it'd be cool to have a piece I could use on the tabletop and then have that same piece painted for a display piece. Damn. Right? Yeah. Could you imagine that character sheet if like this was going up against a 2028? I mean, look, this is going to look familiar, but I mean, look at that. I mean, that's like World Boss. Is it really? Oh wow. Yeah, he's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. That would be pretty awesome. Death, you missed Brown. That's it. That's all you missed. Everything else we were holding, waiting for you to come back. So I have a lore question for Sharkimedes. Sharkimedes is a shark. He's a shark druid, if I remember correctly from reading the Kickstarter page. And he's a pretty big shark. So how big was the shark that the shark tooth strapped to his chest came from? All right. That's what I was thinking. It's a valid question. I was talking to a guy from work today that's getting into D&D, and I was telling him about a druid that I used to play, and the backstory for the druid was he was mad, like crazy, because he had killed his mentor, and he carried around his mentor's skull and would confer with the skull every time he needed to make a decision. So maybe Sharkimedes killed his mentor since he's a druid, and that's what he kept from his mentor. Dun dun dun. Nailed it. There's so much detail in this thing. In case you all can't tell what I'm painting, so you can actually see where the leather straps go up under the top armoring, like they're sitting on top of the leather chest piece and back. It's some pretty insane detailing. And all right, Death. Hey, I appreciate you coming by, and thank you for the subs. It's greatly appreciated. If I have missed a comment or a question, feel free to post again. Sometimes I just forget to look up. Oh goodness, that's a trick question. I don't know, and I'm pretty sure my wife and I have talked about this before, so I know what her outlook is. I don't know if I've ever been completely pleased with the piece, honestly. I'd say recently, the piece that I've done that I'm okay with how it turned out is probably the mantis, and she's a 1/4 scale, 280 millimeter, and I'd say there's probably roughly between 18 to 20 hours of painting in her. This one, I'm digging the way this one's coming out, and we're 2 hours in, but all the fiddly bits are coming up. But yeah, I'd say I probably hit between the 15 and 20 hour mark before I realize I'm doing more harm than good, and I have to put it down. Of course, there is always something to change. You're just nice and say everything looks cool. Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think a piece is ever really done. You're never really finished, I don't think. Because especially if you learned a new technique or learned something cool, then there's been times I want to just go back and just repaint something completely because I learned a new technique or something. But I do what I can to get as far as I can on them, where they look okay to me, and then they go on the shelf to collect dust. Because it's even been a while since I've done a contest. I don't even think it's been probably a year since I've been in a contest. Since all that's looking like leather, I'm going to go ahead and do his little arm. I feel like it frustrated halfway through, and I don't want to finish because I can't get it to look like I picture it looking on my head. Yep, totally get it. And another thing is, it's hard to push through the ugly phase. Every model has an ugly phase, and that is the hardest thing in the world to push through and keep going. Oh, so it's not just me. And it's in a way sometimes it can get kind of disheartening too, because you'll hear the people talk about their projects being in the ugly phase, and then their ugly phase is like better than your best paint job ever, and you're like, what am I doing with my life? It's even to the point that like sometimes my dog sits there and judges me. Hey, thanks, Dennis. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's right, wife. She does judge everybody. If you're not giving her food, you're being judged. And then if you do give her food and you stop, then you're being judged again. I don't know what the last thing you saw was, Dennis, but Secret Forge gifted a sub, and you were the lucky recipient. And then Death gave like, I don't know, he gifted like 5 subs. Yeah, Death gifted 5 subs. I don't know who all his subs went to. They kind of sped through there real quick. Right. Well, the more primer we get covered up, the more it starts coming together. I want to get some color down to kind of break up the monotony of painting grays and greens. But some of this we will definitely have to go back and do a second coat of. And then, depending on how long I go tonight, I might. I mean, I'm not done yet. I mean, I'll keep working on it now, but we might end up picking up the rest on a second stream. Can see some of the belt down between the pouches. All right, Dennis. We'll holler at you later. Enjoy. Have fun at work. So how was Nister's stream going? I don't think I've ever seen him stream. Her stream. Them stream. I'd like to. Ah, okay. I thought you were saying you had to go back to work. Well, yeah, you better back it. I'm surprised you haven't already. Oh, okay. You're just kind of chilling? That's good. Good for them. Oh, nice. I'll have to catch their stream sometime. I don't even think I've got them. I sat there and I was hinting about one on the Twitch channel, but I never got it, so I guess I'll just have to come out and ask them. Yeah, Dennis, you might as well go ahead and go for the merchants here on that Kickstarter. In case you ever decide to sell prints, you'll already be set up ready to go. So therefore, oh. So, Secret Forge, are you reserving the contest just for the Femme Fatale Kickstarters? That was a nice little touch. Nice. All right, here's my entry. Oh, nice. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Titan painters. I'm not familiar with that. 150 millimeter plus. Oh, really? Any creator? That's an interesting twist. Oh. That would be cool. Alright, that's about good for that. Got that. Alright, let's go. 2.5 hours. I'm going to go stretch my legs, give my neck a break for a minute. Basic Sneeze, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How do competitions like this make sure that people don't submit existing paint jobs they have painted and submitted somewhere else? Well, the easiest way to do that, I would say, is like I've seen on some Discords. You at a certain point, you just have to, put your faith in humanity. But what a lot of people will do is they will require a picture of the unpainted model with their username and the date, the name of the contest, and such like that. And then, yeah, that's probably about the best way you'd be able to do it. Kind of like a proof of life. It's a proof of unpaint, I guess. Just submit a picture of it unpainted with your name and date and everything on it. And then, if they've painted... Oh, hold on. No, because that means I can't use this. Hold on. Scratch that. I don't even know what I'm talking about. No, I'd paint something new for the contest. Yeah, you tricked me. You walked me right into that one. Actually, you opened the door and I just walked myself in. Yeah, I'd say the picture's probably your best bet. Thank goodness I have plenty of Discord pictures of this thing unpainted. All right, everyone, bear with me. I'm going to step away for a couple minutes, and we will be right back.
Really does close up at night, and it got cooler too.
And what?
It got cooler.
Yeah.
So as that curtain, it's amazing how much the curtain can do.
we're back. We are back. We are back. We're gonna get some lighter browns on these pouches. Let's see what we can come up with those. Let's see what we got here. I made this really cool paint rack sitting on my painting table, not taking into account the size of my fingers and reaching in between the bottles to get them. So we're gonna go with what is this? It's gonna be flat brown from Vallejo Model Air. Get these pouches done. I have to ask, this pouch right here reminded me of it. I don't think, yeah, this pouch right here reminded me of it. So, I wear Crocs. Does anybody else wear Crocs? Because I wear Crocs and my wife doesn't like it. My wife doesn't think Crocs are shoes.
They're ugly.
They're not ugly. I mean, oh, his wife won't let him. So here's what I've decided to do.
I at least don't. I don't not let you. I just tell you they're ugly.
Yeah. So they have a new type of Croc. Well, it's not new. I guess it's been out for about a year or so. She just said if I ever want to be seen as a sexual creature ever again. Oh yeah, I could still wear them, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe my wife doesn't look at me that way when I wear them. Oh man. But they've been up for a while, and they're popular enough they're always sold out. I can't get a pair, but they're called Tacticrocs, and they are a tactical Croc. They've got, see y'all's last name here too. Yeah, do it. I'm telling you. And if you ever can buy them, do it. Just do it, man, because they look amazing. But yeah, they're called Tacticrocs. They have been at. Yeah, they have. They have, wife. Trust me, I've looked. Because I guarantee you, if they hadn't been out of stock, I'd have more than one pair right now. Misguided Miniatures, are you still here? Try to get it for birthday. Hey, okay. Question for you. What's the largest model you've tried to paint? Yeah, David, they do. They've got the little pouch thing on the back, and I think they have one on the front too. I'm trying to decide the birthday cake mimic and set for my friend's birthday. Oh, nice. I think the largest model I've ever done, as far as just area it takes up, is I painted the Mal Drakkar from Reaper Miniatures. And that thing is a beast. And literally has blood, sweat, and tears into it because I almost cut my finger off working on it. That one took me probably about 6 months to paint. I just had huge issues trying to work the colors out right. And I'm less of a perfectionist now with the painting than I was. That was the first model I ever painted about a year ago. So it took me about 1.5 months to get everything done. Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. And I did it in the scheme of Tiamat. I think there's pictures of it on my Putty and Paint. But back then, it was the type of thing. I did the whole body and the main head red, and each red scale alone had 8 layers on it, and that was daunting. Yeah, there's the wife put the link to the Putty and Paint up. That was a daunting figure. I've actually been looking. They've been out of stock for forever, and I've been actually looking for another one to do in oils. I spent so long trying to just learn to blend, so color was a paint to try, paint especially for frosting. Yeah, blending can be rough unless you're using oils. Now, oils will give you the easiest blending in the world. Yeah, that Maldry card took me 6 months. I won a couple of contests though, but still, it was just it was a lot. And I don't think I'd actually been painting that long when I tried that, and it was a massive undertaking. The wings. Oh, thank you. Oils take a long time to dry. If you live, yeah, the oils take a minute. They're super fun to paint with, though. It's the easiest painting you'll ever do in your life. Everything's automatic. As a matter of fact, the 2 Moxies on the Putty and Paint were done with oils. And I did those on stream. I think those got moved over to YouTube, so I didn't lose them off Twitch. Because Twitch, if you do Twitch content and you're an Amazon Prime member, they'll keep your videos for, I think, 60 days. If you're not an Amazon Prime member, your videos go away after 14 days, I think. So not just a lot. Most of my live streams do get moved over to YouTube. The only ones I don't move over to YouTube is when I'm live streaming video games. And that's just so there's no confusion with what people expect to see and what they see when they get to the channel. Now, the reason this paint looks so thin is because it is airbrush paint, so it's going to take a couple coats. The Zenithal Prime on it, though, really gives you a good idea of how it's going to turn out. My sun's starting to shift here. I'm losing some of my ambient light. I might have to kick on another light here in a little bit. And if you rule of thumb, if you use a color in one place on a model, you have to use it in another place. So I think we might go back to that same color we used on the teeth and use it for the little clasps that are holding his pouches shut. I think that'd be a good way to incorporate that color. So where's everybody from? Is everybody in here right now stateside? Yes. Yeah. Misguided Miniatures said about a year ago he did a mimic cake and a setup for a friend. I don't think I've ever seen a mimic cake before. That'd be kind of cool. Do you have your the stuff you paint posted anywhere? Misguided Miniatures? All right. Feel free to feel free to go ahead and post the links where the stuff you paint at, so people can check it out. So Dennis is North Carolina. I'm Oklahoma. Oh, California. Okay. We were in San Diego, I guess, a little over a year ago. One of our sons in the military got married. Oh, thank you. He's in Japan right now. He's actually just got done going through that hurricane that hit over there. Thankfully, it wasn't too awfully close to him. Yes, we are thankful for it, that's for sure. I really want to get this chest piece. Let's see what we can do with that. What do we got here? What is this? Green ochre. That might be kind of cool to use. Let's check it out. Might end up using a different color for those pouches. It seems like to be the only color so far. It's going to take like multiple coats. Go ahead and bump up to a size 3 for this. A little bit more coverage area. There's so much detail in this. It's insane. It is fun. I agree. We're gonna go ahead and jump back up to a size 8. Just a big old chunky craft brush to cover some of this a little bit better. And we can kind of just really smush it down in there without affecting one of our nicer brushes. Now there is a lot of detail in this chest covering. So we want to cover it, but we want to make sure the layer we're covering it with doesn't just completely gunk up all that detail, because what we'll do is we'll go back in with a wash with the brown, and we want that wash to be able to get into all those recesses in the detail and really pull them out, make them pop. So we're actually going to go a little bit thinner on this. Washes. I don't ever use washes. The first thing I don't do is use washes straight out of the bottle. I always not water down. I can't say water down. I always thin my washes, because if you don't, you take the chance on coming up with a bunch of what they call coffee staining, which is basically where you get like little, almost like water rings, where the wash dries weirdly. So I always thin my washes down, and then with washes, you never want to let them pool. So whenever I'm using a wash, I'll always have a cleaner maybe a semi damp brush, if that's even a thing, to wick away wherever the wash might pool at. Because washes have a tendency to run into the recesses like you want them to do, and then sit there and collect and just fill in detail. So you have to be... I'm very sparing with my washes. I don't use them on everything. A lot of times what I'll just do, if I need to pick out some detail or something, I'll just make a wash on my own and go from there. But I think I'll probably break out the GW washes for this one. Oh man, I just found more detail I didn't catch before. Yeah, you can definitely run into your issues with them. Whoops. It always helps to have a damp brush. Yeah, probably. I'll probably be getting them out. My optometrist ordered me these really cool glasses for painting. They work amazingly well. I'd say maybe about another 30 minutes or so. Try to get all the base coats knocked out, David, and then probably come back Friday on day 3 of the Kickstarter and maybe spend a couple hours on finishing up. But I'd say probably about another 30 to 45 minutes probably. I think I just said probably like 26 times in the same sentence. I'm not sure why. But I'll be sure and throw some whip pics in the Discord. Yeah, probably did. Yeah. I think I probably just said probably a bunch of times. Yes, I licked the paintbrush, wife. You know this. It's not gross though. Some of these paints taste amazing. Good suit. Yep. I'm telling you, what was it? Oh, where's it at? Mahogany brown. Best tasting paint you'll ever have. I'm just kidding. Okay, if you're underage and you're watching the channel, don't go eat your paint. Okay, let me just put a disclaimer out there. As a matter of fact, if you're over the legal age, don't go eat your paint. Yep. If I can't use this in the contest, you can't eat paint. You know what? So I got a little bit of the lighter brown on the tail there. So I think later on we're just going to turn that into a scar. Might put some fight marks. I like to paint with the wrong brush. Go for it, man. The floor is yours. Okay, well, let me tell you about these two right here. Okay, if I was to zoom in, short answer, yes, but I'm going to give you a long answer. If I was to zoom in on these two, you could actually tell where 5 minutes before the stream started, I threw some super glue and some baking powder on there. They literally broke off like 5 minutes before the stream started. I was in a panic. My wife helped me through the situation. But I mean, if you're careful, they're fine. But if you put baking powder on super glue, it automatically negates the acid in the super glue, which keeps it wet. The acid in super glue is what keeps it wet. The baking soda sucks away that acid and just leaves the actual, I guess, super glue stuff to dry, and it dries like hard as a rock. But be careful, it can get hot and have a chemical reaction as well. Baking soda. What did I say? Did I say baking powder? Ah, okay, yeah. Baking soda. Whatever wife put in there, that's what you use. But I mean, they're not. They're the pieces aren't too. The pieces aren't necessarily bad, but I think the model gets handled a lot more painting it on stream than it does if I was just to sit here and paint casually. Yeah, and there's been times I used to do scale model cars, and I was modifying a semi, and I couldn't even sand it off. That's how rock hard it got. And I know I'm not covering the entire thing with this paint right now. It's just I'm getting the big areas, and then I'll go back in with the smaller brush and tidy up the edges. I don't know what color I should do the hardness. What you say? You can't get all of this. Oh, I just thought you were gonna quote unquote persuade her to let you get Crocs. I'm surprised you were able to, Dennis. He's good at that. All right, now we're going to go ahead and switch over to the... Go ahead and switch over to the smaller brush. Start back here. You have to be careful around textured edges. They can sometimes have the tendency to kind of grab the paint and place it in a location that you did not intend because of the grooves. Luckily in this situation, it's all dark. Oh, look, there's going to be another scratch right there where the paintbrush touched it. It does make it easier with all the dark colors around it, because if you do have to go back in and touch up, it's easier to cover dark over light than light over dark. She should. Oh, whatever. Don't paint bad. Yeah, Evil Barbie does a lot of crafting. She's the whole reason our house looks cool. That's like I told you, why it's a creative process. This looks great. Alright, so we're gonna go back in. We'll hit that I think we're kind of getting close to being done for this one. I want to get a lot of the base coats done. So I'm gonna throw a little bit more of this pastel yellow down. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the, what is this? Size 8. So size 0. Size 0 brush. We're gonna go in and paint these little little clasp for the pouches real quick. And then we'll have to figure out a different color to paint the straps. Yeah, I think that's going to be a real good color for these. And if we used it on the teeth, we have to use it somewhere else. So yeah, they really popped those out nicely. And then I'm thinking, might use, see if I can find deck tan. I think the top of his staff is, it looks like a piece of coral, but with the whole model being painted in muted colors, you don't really want to bust out a bunch of really bright colors. But before we move on to that, I am going to fix the part I missed on the chest armor. Because I didn't notice it at first, but the chest armor actually comes to the top of his chest. And it's crazy. I know the more I look at this thing, the more details I come up with that I find. It's pretty awesome. Try not to get any on his face. Get that paint thinned down real well so it flows well. Just really get in there with that brush control and get that edge. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm holding my breath while I'm doing this. You're calling it for a game? What? Ah, okay. Yeah. Oh. You could have left the league part out of the conversation. But, yeah, I'm thinking towards the end of the week, I'll shoot you a message. Thanks for coming by, man. Great sculpt. Yeah. Yeah, I'll come up with something for the contest. Yep, October 3rd. October 3rd. Oh, that's the new Modern Warfare, isn't it? Or is it a new update to the COD? Yeah, later, man. I'll hit you up in Discord. Yeah, the new one that's been remade 4 times. I get it. Alright, I'm going to throw the last big punch of color on here. I'm going to go with the deck tan for that, the top of that staff. Oh, bam, first shot. Look at that. And then I think we'll probably call it after that. I'll get some cleanup done on it throughout the week. And let me come back on it Friday or something. If you ever want to holler at me, you can find me on the Secret Forge Discord. A bunch of good people over there. You should definitely come check it out if you haven't. A lot of great stuff goes on there. A lot of good painters post their work on there. Thank you, wife. Yeah, I think that color is going to match well. I'll get this thrown on here real quick. And again, in case you don't know, this model is from the Secret Forge Vaults Rising Tide Kickstarter that went live today. They were nice enough to send this to me to get it printed. It is an amazing sculpt, I must say. And he's not even here anymore, so I can speak freely about it. It really is a great sculpt. My wife and I were even discussing shark teeth earlier when I was looking at some stuff to get some ideas of what I wanted to do with it. And he even incorporated the shape that sharks' teeth have. I'm not exactly sure what you'd call that, wife. But sharks' teeth basically have 3 points on them, and they even incorporated the actual shape of a shark's tooth into the sculpt. This is the 150 millimeter one. Pretty sure you'd be able to scale it up if you wanted to. It's got a lot of great detail, easy to paint. I haven't had really any problem issues. I think if I was going to paint this again, though, it's together because I'm painting it on stream, and it's just easier to show both pieces at the same time. If I was to paint this piece for a contest or a gift, then I think I would most definitely keep it in the sub-assemblies. It's only 2. You have the waist down and the torso up, and then of course, you know, the base is a third piece. But for a model that you're painting pre-assembled, it's not bad at all. Really impressed with the detail. The Kickstarter went live today. It's going to be live for 21 days, so it takes us to October 11th. Is the last day. We didn't get too far on the base. We got the base coats on the base. Got quite a bit of the shark done. Got pretty much all the skin done. That's the way the shark looks. Got a lot of the base coating for the armor and stuff done. All in all, not bad progress for about 3.5 hours. I want to say thank you to everyone that showed up for the stream, both new and returning. Your presence is always appreciated. Thank you for the people that did the gift subs. Thank you for the follows. It still amazes me that even at my low level of painting, people be interested in seeing it. So that is appreciated. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think right there you can see all the teeth and all the shapes of them. So I mean, I don't think a detail went unnoticed. Thank you, Misguided. I'll get this cleaned up. Some of the base coats cleaned up. Probably finish up the base coating. And then we'll see about coming back towards the end of the week, maybe this coming weekend, about finishing him up. I'll post the whip pictures over on the Secret Forge Discord, and I will be posting there when I'm going to be going live again, as well as probably any other Discord you found the notification for the Twitch stream in. Again, thank you all very much. Don't forget to go check out the Kickstarter. That's the whole reason we're here tonight. Thank you again. Looking forward to see you again. And everyone, be safe. Goodbye.